You know, some people just drive you mad. And you know, Kalari, I like to get straight to business. Yeah, let's start with you, Mr. Field, Mr. Dan Field, the commentator for F1 Esports. Let me just let's get raw. It's time. I don't like you at all. I hate your stinking guts, dude. And I think it's mutual. Yeah, let's go down. Let's take a walk. Okay, first of all, I think you are a very poor commentator. I think you suck. I think you act like a girl. You're a little whiny little girl. And it's very clear that you don't like to be alone. Okay. So I guess if you're home alone, you better call your girlfriend or one of your boys or something. Come through. You have picked on me and picked on me and picked on me and picked on me. And I have not stuck my foot up your hind parts, dude. Don't tell me not to get angry. Do you even know the Bible? Do you even, you've been giving me some good words. Thank you. But some of you guys need to dip in the scriptures a little more and stop talking so much. Give me some scripture. Right now, I'm just going off by the heart because I have officially lost my mind. I can't sit and enjoy the show because of you, because of the schmuck who hired you. How do I picking on you? Dude, people can see what I'm doing even when I'm not streaming. Okay? I think and I have to just go as far as to say sometimes God just gives you some eyes and he just lets you in so you can see what I'm doing. It's pretty crazy. Okay, I'm sorry, not racing. I'm practicing in the rain at Singapore. Okay, I'm trying to learn how to drive the car. Trying to learn how to drive in the rain. Trying to learn. I'm trying to understand. Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. No, no. So I'm watching you on TV, and you know what you say? Well, it's more than just drive around the track and learn the track. It's about strategy. I said, I know that. Why you got to be such an a-hole and pee all over my dead grave, dog? What are you, some kind of a bully? What are you, some kind of a monster? It's clearly nobody has whooped your ass, dude. Clear. The chat. The chat. The only good chat is a Christian chat. And even that be tripping sometimes. But when it comes to the chat, you know, sometimes people will read off the screen what you're saying. Sometimes people will you know, put it on the screen so you're forced to read it. Some people um there's many scenarios. Some people sometimes uh you want to say hello and you're going across the comment that's unsavory that you don't like. People over here you're giving them evidence and solid statements. They're just giving you guesses and I mean, you disagree. It's okay to disagree, but can you give me some evidence to back it up? That's all I ask. But The point of disagreeing is that you have something that I don't have that you can give me so I can understand where you're coming from. But see, people don't know that. People just want to just fight. People think their opinion has clout. Dude, my opinion and your opinion has no clout. But you know what does have clout? Evidence. Give me some evidence. I said Perez is tripping, and there's something personal going on in his life. What I didn't say, I think there's something going on in his family life. I don't know exactly what, but he doesn't. When he doesn't have his helmet on Sunday, he's at home. What do you think? And his career's not going well. What do you think that goes? What kind of environment do you think that creates at home? When your jeopardy, your career might be in jeopardy. People are talking about who's going to be taking your car. People's talking about, and he's got family. He's got family. He has a family. He's a married man. He's what 30? I just checked. He's like 34. He's getting up there. He's not in his 20s anymore. It's like, oh, uh-oh. That's a whole different human being right there. When you reach your 30s, and I'm reaching the end of my 30s. I'm pushing 40, but not for a little while. But back to you, Dan Field. Why you make me come on here and call you out by name, dude? You know why? Because you have pissed me off to the point, dude, where you know what, like I said about you, Jimmy, and how I'm gonna come on here and lay the smack down on your candy ass when that mouth just gets to me too much. Well, it hasn't gotten there yet. But you, Mr. Field, it's been years. Do you realize, dude, I haven't done a thing to you. Nothing. I have sat here and I was just being calm, cool, collected, trying to be demure and all that crap. Doesn't matter where I am, what I'm doing. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, dude. And one of the reasons why I don't let some people get to me is because you don't have enough time. But what is it when I'm trying to sit there and enjoy the program and I got to hear somebody repeat themselves 222 million times that he doesn't like to be alone on the racetrack? Thank you. Next, please. Shut up. As far as I'm concerned, if I were the man running the show, I would fire your ass, dude. Damn you. Damn you to hell. Damn, you get on my nerves. It's about I was trying to not use foul language. Since when? That's the first time I heard you say that. Since when? Are you telling me you got a foul mouth? You're not even 20 years old yet, and you got a foul mouth? Well, at least you don't use it around me. That's one good thing you do. The rest of the crap, all you do is pick on me. Like I won't take my right hand and bash you over the head with it. Kung, shut up, punk. Ain't nobody scared to let you know what time it is. You unholy, spoiled, rotten, dumb, horrible, commentating, despicable, untrained, unkempt, your stupid haircut. Piece of trash, monkey crap, backyard cutting. I can't stand you. If I could, if I would watch the show, put it on mute. Who wants to watch the show on mute? There's some things that are okay in mute, and there's just some things that aren't. You would be great in mute, because I would have to hear your voice. John Upmere, the goat, Thomas Ron Hart, Thomas Gall, So, Dan, who do you think's going to be great to pull today? Well, I don't want to pick the obvious choice. That's going to be boring. It's going to be boring. It's going to be boring. It's boring, boring, boring. You're boring. You are boring. You bore me to sleep. You've done it before. You are a pain in the rear. You're a painus in the anus, dude. Nobody knows. I don't. That's another thing. Out of, you know, you think you don't know a person, but you know what the worst thing is sometimes you do, and it's not, and you know the negative, bad side of them. You don't know nothing good. I don't know, like for example, I don't know your birthday. I don't know what you do like because you're too busy whining about what you don't like all the time. Yesterday during the race, dude, we got to talk about this because this is you in a nutshell. You were picking on the drivers for how they were driving. They were driving rough and hard. And then when they went into the turn clean, you know what you said? Well, that's a little disappointing. I was wishing for a little more excitement. What kind of wishy washy shit is that? Wishy washy. Tell me right now, do you want to hear this? Or do you want to play the game so you got something to complain about? Complain. Complaining is bad. And so is disagreeing without evidence. Just disagreeing just to disagree. My friend James Early came back yesterday. Got him a couple of races in. Had to remind him of who he was so he can get a good result in his race. You know what I'm saying? Life sometimes, let's get real. Sometimes life can be boring. Life is not catered to your excitement, which is a great segment and a great segue to the next subject that I'm talking about. I'll get back to you later, Sally. We got to talk about NASCAR. We we have to get to the grits of the situation because I have finally understood, and I guess I just wasn't listening, and I guess nobody was listening. Nobody's going to say this but me. Just gonna, but I'm the one who has to say it because I'm the only one with the Holy Ghost. Okay, what's going on? Okay, they told you what's going on. They said that NASCAR is officially like wrestling, the WWE, TNA, AEW. Pick a brand. You got it. Yeah, I know, Dad. Go sit down somewhere. Okay, I know you like to get in the show. Knock on Shima's door and ask if he is okay. Yeah, go sit down somewhere because you're nosy. Anyway, yeah, if you want to enjoy racing, you have to understand what wrestling is about. Okay, I said that I'm the wrestler of racing, but they took that and completely like they took it kind of too literally. The only aspect of wrestling that I took about my racing career is about the speech. Okay, they talk like um they're never gonna lose, even if they are gonna lose. They're coming towards a championship match, and they're telling you they're gonna win. I'm gonna win. I'm going to win. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. It's like you're making these. Everybody is making some these very bold claims and haven't even done anything yet. It's one thing to win the race and to brag about it, but it's another thing to brag about it before you win. And that's what I do. But see, they took it like they made it into a complete package. That's why they have 670 horsepower. That's why they have even less than that when they go to these other tracks. That's why, nobody talks about horsepower. That's why every storyline is just even see, but it's not just NASCAR. It's all motorsports now. It's this rig staged game of wrestling. Why, for example, is the topic on the street on who's going to let who go first at McLaren? Who cares? That's news. Whatever happened to just driving the car and being better than your other competitor and winning, giving up the spot this, giving up the spot that. That's news. That's in the contract. It's blah blah blah. That's you know what? It's like you got half of it right, you got half of it wrong. Yes, McLaren has gotten better. Yes, they're faster. Yes, this. Yes, that. But I love what George said. He said they're stepping on their own toes. I'm paraphrasing. He's practically said that. They could have won 6 races by now. I said, damn. And George, he be telling the truth sometimes. You know what I'm saying? On that note, he's telling the truth. He's right. But if they just wouldn't get in their own, sometimes you get in your own way. Time is a great healer. It can also be time to build up that resume. So when it's time to strike, woo! I was silent for 2 streams. Talk about, when I'm quiet, woo, it spreads like wildfire. It does. I say, you talk about evidence, right? And agreeing and disagreeing. Well, I disagree about the thing about dinosaurs. And my evidence is, okay, we talk about 65 million years ago, but the Bible says in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And you can go through the scriptures yourself if you don't know it. Okay, so according to dinosaurs, there would have been 2 Earths. There would have been an Earth before this, and then this. But see, God is not a liar, because if that were true, then we would have had dinosaurs first, then we would have had people. But apparently, the Earth was destroyed. Do you see how complicated that gets, and it's not consistent with? It doesn't work with each other. I've sat and read the Bible front to back many, many times, and it just and as the more I read it, it just says to me, this can't be. Well, what about the things we see, the dinosaurs, the fossils we found in the ground? Hey, look, I don't believe everything I see, first of all. And secondly, I don't even believe that. I've never seen it. I've truly have never seen somebody have dig up an entire skeletal structure of a Dilopithecus. What's that 70-foot long dinosaur? The whole thing, bone for bone. And then they talk about things I've actually saw this in an article. One of the things that CCC did right, they said that when the fossils, things don't turn to fossils in millions of years. It actually takes like a very short period of time, very short. I'm not even talking. I think, and if I can be honest, I don't even think it's a year long. I think I'm being nice with that number. I have evidence with my claims. Can you put some evidence with yours, or are you just gonna try to see if you can get how much you get under my skin before I snap? If you want to enjoy motorsports, you have to understand the world of wrestling. And you know who understands the world of wrestling? I do. I mean, I watch it as hard as I used to. I mean, I watch shows that I used to watch anymore, but I know, but I've been a fan of it since I was 13 years old. I'm not 13 anymore. I've been watching it every week, every day for fun and enjoyment. I've seen how it's changed. I've seen how it's grown, and I've seen when WWF went to WWE. Okay, I've seen when Brock Lesnar was on his run. I've seen when, the transition from how women, and men were equal to, women becoming the dominant species in wrestling. They're so dominant you can't even touch them. They can toss you off a rooftop. And you know what your job is to do? You better learn how to fly. The only thing you can do to a woman is look. I see you. And only this, and then and nobody's smart anymore. They just stand there and take it. Oh yeah, let me spread my legs for you. Come on, hit me, baby. Cow. Oh! Despicable, disgusting. You know, I got my man Drew McIntyre. He's on the silver screen now. He's now Mr. Silver Screen. See, do you see what happens when you do bad things? You take Kalari away from his from his from the people to whom he loves. Drew McIntyre knows the Special K. He knows Kalari Purdue by name. He knows me. I saw him, and I saw him live. I was like, "Yes, you are." Yes. Yes. But see, he's a good superstar, man. I dipped out. He still found me. He said, "Oh no, no, no." He didn't let no, not letting you go. Not that easy. Uh, you know, God bless him. God bless you. God bless the family, the wife, the the people in your family in your at home, in your home country. How I miss Drew McIntyre. How you have taken me away from Drew McIntyre. You did that. That's your fault, and you will take responsibility. You took me away from him. He's like he opened his hands, and he had like a whole bunch of money, and then he blinked, and all of a sudden his arms were light, and the money was gone. Like what happened to the what? And then it's like, who stole my money? Did somebody steal from me? Yes, yes, they did, Drew. They stole me. World Tour 64, 64-time world champion. I earned every damn one of them, and you will not take that from me. I didn't call myself the GOAT, but I did call myself the greatest of all eternity. Because nobody else would take the crown. Nobody took the crown of everyone. Nobody. And that's the irony of it. You could be the worst driver in the world and take it. You know why? Because it's free. However, I didn't just take it. I actually have something to go with it. And then I go back and then I'm trying to watch TV and we got this little turd named Dan Field. Got me so messed up, got my voice cracking. I can't play and enjoy my day because I know you're going to sit back and start whining about how bored you are. I already made a video about that. F to your boredom. Who cares about your boredom? I sure as heck don't. But don't worry, Dan. The whole world is entertainment now. Everything. The only thing pure is the word of God. And you're no preacher. You don't know Jesus. You ain't no preacher. But you got the nerve to step up to Kalari Purdue. Dude, You don't even know who you're stepping to. That's why I'm coming on today and let you know who you're stepping to. Because when you step it again, I'm gonna have to knock you out. Mama didn't say knock you out. Papa didn't say it. I said it. Oh, I'm in jail and it sucks. Dude, I prayed I prayed to God, and he's like, Hilari, today you must come on and you must put your foot up his tail today. You go for it, dude. I know how he's been treating you. I know he's like, I can't call him a racist because you know he seems to like Otis, but I don't know. I don't think Dan has just dealt with anything like that's truly African or truly black. But I think, moreover, I don't think he's faced anybody who's truly holy and who is just sitting back and just letting them go until that one day. Remember that one day? Well, today's the day. You got to understand. I'm trying to avoid this day as much as I can, but no, you won't let me. You won't let me. You won't let me. Oh, I don't. Sometimes I don't like looking at the chat. Why? Because I showed up and said it's raining again. You little punk. You think you can lie, and you think people are so dumb that they can't see through your trash. Give me a shovel so I can like bust you over your face with it, and then I'll bury you. Actually, I'll hire someone to do it. And then I'll pee on your grave. How about that? You know what the joy of life is? Is that, some things are temporary, like putting up with you. You avoid the situation. You keep your mouth shut. You do everything. And then it just gets to the point. It's like, you know what? Maybe I'm just not making myself clear. And then people, they're going to start to criticize you. Oh, well, at least you're not like that, Rory. Rory has nothing to do with this. Leave him out of it. I got plenty of things I could say about Rory, but that again is for another day. That's not why I'm here. I'm not here for you. I'm here for that piece of monkey trash named Dan Field. That little punk kid. You snitch on yourself. I didn't know you were a kid. I thought you were in your 20s or something. You said it. I said, really? And nobody smacked you? Carrying Cross said he broke somebody's arm because of like not saying please and thank you. It's like, Carrying, you could do that, but see, they would have put my black behind in jail. Okay, so just be happy that you can do that and not get, stuffed in a hole for no damn reason. I'm not mad at what you did, but I'm just saying, uh, everybody, you know, let me say this right, because I like you. You straight. Let me just get this shit real. It's a racist world we're living in. Racism. Yes, it's a joke, but let's put it like this. Let's yeah. Here we go. There is an enemy out there. His name is Satan, the devil, and he likes to single people out. He certainly likes to single me out for being the greatest driver ever. God sent. Okay, I may not be able to do all that heel toe. I may not have driven your real race cars. I may not have done this or that. But let me ask you this question. Do you have the Holy Ghost? No. Then shut the F up. You have nothing to say to me. Until you get Jesus in your life for real, you have nothing you can say to me. I have done nothing but be patient. Talking about 470 times. Jesus said, okay, now I know the scriptures. Do you? No. Jesus said, if your enemy tells you to go 1 mile, go two. So what's 740 times two? Isn't that like nine? That's 940, right? No, 770 times two, right? No, 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 no. Seven times seven, 490. What's 490 times two? That is 800, 180, 900, 980 times I've forgiven you, dude. I have done twice as much as Jesus has required. You know why? Because he required me another thing to do twice as much work of holding my tongue, which you can't do. Oh, God. It's time. It's Bible time. I'm about to school you. And I'm not going to call you son because you ain't my son. Because if you were, I would abandon you. Talking about, oh, black people abandon their fathers all the time. Well, so do white people. So shut your mouth about racism. That's why racism is a joke. Because it's all, and if you truly can see, it all works down the same line. The only difference is just what you see on the outside. That's it. I know some really good white people. I know some really good black people. I know some really good, and I know some really crummy white people, Dan, and I know some really crummy black people. Crummy. Sick of you in your mouth. Your stupid mouth. I got a mouth too, and I'm about to show you, dude, the damage it can do. It can just do a lot more damage than physical. I'll tell you that. It lasts a lot longer too. I I had scratches on my hands because I fell in the street, and it's completely healed. And it's healed so much that you can't even see it. But this scratch, you can't see, and it's not going to heal because you ain't right. Not many of you should become teachers, my fellow believers, because you know that we who teach will be judged more strictly. This is James chapter 3. Start going to verse 2. We all stumble in many ways. Anyone who is never at fault and what they say is perfect, able to keep their whole body in check. Okay? I mean, I have a six pack, but I'm not going to live in this body forever. Okay? And guess what? Your little happy six pack's going to go away one day. Anyway, got my little friends online reading the scriptures, giving their little testimony, giving their little explanations. They got a minute and 30 seconds. Well, guess what? I got a lot longer than a minute and 30 seconds. See, I could take my time and just lay it out all clean. I can beat around the bush as long as I want until I'm ready to get back to the point. We call that digressing. Getting back to the point. I digress. Shut up and listen for once in your stupid life. Your friend was thought you were hilarious, Dan. I couldn't. I'm just like, if I could just choke you. And we're gonna read the whole. We're gonna read until what I want to read. The tongue is a small part of the body, but it makes great boast. Consider what makes a great forest is set on fire by a small spark. The tongue also is a fire, a world of evil among the parts of the body. Evil. Ooh. Hey, hey, remember, y'all, they're just words. Drew, I'm not picking on you, by the way, because you're not the only person I've heard say that. It's just words. Oh, really? I just called your tongue evil. What you got to say about that? They're just words. You ever heard that old saying, if I could just cut your tongue out? I'd rather hear you say, they actually speak actual words. All kinds of animals, birds, reptiles, and sea creatures are being tamed and have been tamed by mankind. Verse 8, but no human could be can tame the tongue. It is a restless evil full of deadly poison. Deadly poison. Hmm. It says that if you can like watch your mouth, you can like keep your body right. Didn't I just read that? Yo, so how much poison have I had to inject in my body listening to you? How much? Some of the advice that you guys give is absolutely destructive. You tear people down. I've heard somebody say who, and you know who you are, but like I said, I'm not on you today. But when I am, I'm gonna put your name out there. Somebody said, if you don't have a camera, you don't shouldn't even waste your time. I said, excuse me? I've been doing this like a long time, and I'm quite successful. Thank you very much. If you're gonna force me to do something, then it doesn't need to be done. My future. What about my future? My future is I'm gonna be all right. Thank you. Dude, I got a big mouth too. And I'll tell you what, it's a lot bigger than yours. I'm not just picking on you, dude. I'm telling the truth. Drew McIntyre says, I tell the truth. It's one thing that Drew McIntyre always does, and that's tell the truth. So do I. So do I. hmm When God is business is being done, nobody can get in the way of it. Nobody. Talking about God is not angry with me. Oh yes, He is because you treated His son Kalari real bad. I am God's son. What are you? You're the son of the devil. That's what you are. I could read that in scripture too. I could show you where that is in scripture. But see, you don't deserve that. I could be just like you and just always beat on me for nothing and always complain and cry. Oh, it's boring. I'd rather be around somebody than be alone. It tests your mental. No, it tests your mental fortitude. Okay, everybody doesn't have to have somebody in their face all the time to enjoy life. But if you want that in your face, actually, you should watch NASCAR. You should watch WWE NASCAR all on one network. NASCAR and wrestling. And who do you have to thank for that? That's right, me. You can thank me for that. You can thank me for a lot of things. What can I thank you for, Dan? Nothing. Nada. Nothing. Not a blinking, blanking thing, dude. I can't thank you for anything. See, told you. I'm on streaming now. Now y'all want to start talking in the hallway, like I'm not busy right now. You know what I'm saying? Can y'all go away? That'd be so nice. Every time I stream, you guys want to get in the act. Go away. Take your ass somewhere. I'm busy right now. I always want to start talking, start banging on the door. You okay? He's asleep, dead asleep. You insist to wake him up. See how you distract me from where I'm really at every day. I've been here for days. I've been streaming in 4 days, 4 or 5 days. I don't know when the last time I streamed. And then everything when as soon as I come on, you want to start going crazy. No, no, there's nothing that can distract me from this from this from this attack. You know what? You know what's the worst part, dude? Is nobody like will step in to help you. But see, that's why you can't always look at man. It's always about man. So I love Legends Inc. That Incorporated, but it's not like y'all giving me scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Everything involves man. I love you, Sandra, but you said nobody's going to help you. Help yourself. No, see, God will help. God has been with me the whole time. You see, God has been with me. We've been talking. He has been helping me. There has been some situations that have been pretty messed up, but that's okay. It's just it's over now, and we can move on. The same tongue that can bless the Lord, at the same tongue that can curse our Lord. Surely that's not right. That's what the Bible says. I'm not making this up. Why do you think I say? Why do you think I'm so critical on what people say? Because what you say is going to lead on into what you do. That's why, you know, Nikki Cross had to beat your behind, Ivy, because of what you did to Maxine. And making Otis look like a clown for trying to come out the ring and not and I know maybe y'all are like pretend like you don't know, but I know he wasn't gonna do nothing. Set like maybe shake his belly and say oh yeah, and he wasn't gonna do nothing. I'm just teasing, by the way. I don't mean that. He wasn't gonna do nothing. It's just bad writing, stupid. Come on, man. Wrestling used to have some intelligence to it. Don't treat me like I'm effing stupid. I could use the F word, but see, I'm better than you. I say it when I really mean it, not just to show off. That's real. Y'all just be showing off. It's just you're just showing off. That like you're doing something that nobody else is doing, like it's unique, like it's special. You're not special. I'm special. Oh Lord, here we go. Come on. You could be special. You could be if you'd watch your mouth. You could be. You have a choice. It could be, I could be the one that's not special, and there could be a trillion of special people. But it's not like that. Imagine being somewhere where you're the only person who's right and everybody else is wrong. And instead of being honest, they lie. Well, I'm taking sides. Don't take a side of a person. Take the side of the truth. Take the side of the truth. Somebody said, for example, like people just copy other people. They just like to repeat, like they're the first person who said it. It's funny. You see that in cartoons all the time. They were like, I have this great idea. How about, you know, we put up this building and and people can live in it. And then the next person will be like, I have this great idea. How about we build this great building and we'll have people live in it? What you say? First person is usually joke about it. And just like, great, I'm glad you thought of it. You know, uh, it said at one cartoon, it's like, I wouldn't have liked it any better if it were my own idea. It was your idea. You said it first. So somebody on TV said that I think it was Liam Lawson. He said that the cars are real easy to drive, and then somebody else, I don't know who said it, but somebody else said that the GT cars are like much more harder to drive. It takes more of this, more of that. And somebody came online and completely repeated what they said. It's like, dude, I think it's really funny how you can judge something that you've never done before. Like, for example, people are judging Formula One cars when they've never driven a Formula One car. Well, it's not realistic. It's not this. Like, you've never even driven the real car. If you want to get technical with it, like you all love to do, like you guys are just better than me because you do real things, like I don't. Like, I just don't do anything real. Like, I'm just some fantasy talking to me like I'm some effing fantasy. Like, woo, that's so disrespectful especially to the man of God, dude. I'm a man of God. Okay, so maybe you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because when the man of God's wrath comes along, dude, you're gonna regret everything you have ever done to me. Just be happy that stuff like this gives you a clean page. You get to start over again, but we got to go through this first. Because I've been putting up with your crap for long enough. I'm just sick of it. So I start playing right now. I'm doing my thing, running in first place, running my practices, just handling business, right? Well, I can't do that because it's not going to entertain you. Well, how about you kiss my effing behind? How about that? How about you go die somewhere? That's the way I feel. So I can't enjoy my life without you criticizing me and nitpicking every little thing I do. You pick on me. Whatever happened to leaving me alone? Leave me alone. Whatever happened to minding your own damn business? What happened to that? You know me so well, but you treat me so bad. You don't even give me no credit for anything, dude. Nothing. I may not be as fast as the esports drivers, but but my stats will eat you up and spit you out. I may lose to you, but I'll go and win another 4 races somewhere else. Make sure my stats are tight. I mean, it's not. The more significance of the 1,000 wins is that I have only 5 losses. Out of 1,030 races, I have lost 5 times. F to your boredom. You don't get that being a little crybaby girl. If you're gonna cry in private. If you're gonna cry, make sure it doesn't last forever. You ain't ever gonna stop crying. It's boring. The old man is snoring. Let's talk about last the first challenges. Why would the Special K do a last the first challenge? To learn, not to show off for you. I do it for to learn. What am I learning? I'm learning how to get through traffic. I'm learning how to be patient behind other cars. Not because I'm bored. No, you're bored. Everybody's not like you. And everybody doesn't agree with you. If you disagree with me, guess what? I disagree with you too. I just don't dig in that ass and try to push every button. Every button? Why do you gotta push every button? What are you, some little kid who's on the elevator who can't keep his hands to himself? I gotta push all 90 of them. That's childish. Well, I am a child. That's true. And that is temporary. Listen, and you know what? That's irrelevant. You know why? Because even a child is known by the way they act, whether their conduct is good or right. That's biblical. You can look that up yourself. You can read what I just said. You can read. I'm not just giving you statement. Gavin, I love you, dude, but you, he is the king of no references. He is the king of non credibility, of no credibility. He has no credibility. Larry, I told you this. We're fighting like like dogs fighting over a bone. See, he doesn't know this. We'll probably talk about this, but this needs to be said. This is important. Matter of fact, Gavin, if you're listening, you're in school, so you need to be working right now. Okay. He always talks about, we make up, we break up. Dude, the reason why we break up is because you always hold a lie, and when I attack it, you you snap and and you hold that lie as if it's truth, and you hold it to the end, dude, to death. So being aware of it this time, I said, look, I'm not gonna break you. I'm not gonna just break up with you because you get on my skin a little bit. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Okay, you know what that's called? That's called a choice. But you hear this in Hollywood all the time. I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. No, you don't. But I do. And the truth is, you do too. I'm just being smart. Dan, let me tell you something, dude. If you come on TV again and piss me off with your foul mouth, dog, whew, it's gonna be a part two. I'm gonna like, I'm gonna like, I'm gonna haunt you, dude. Oh, just stay away from him. You know how people like try to like give you this crap advice, dude. What that did, you know what's worse? Their advice is it doesn't work. That's not how the Pharisees and the Sadducees were people were like religious, supposed to be the religious people, and they like it's just a good story. They were like watching Jesus in the synagogue, the church, whatever, and in the temple, somebody had was like I think they had a withered hand. I think that's the story, and Jesus asked them, "Is it good, to work on the Sabbath? Is it good or evil to work on the Sabbath?" Something like that. They didn't answer. And you know what Jesus did? He looked at them and he was angry. He was pissed off. Now I love you, my man Wizzy. Don't get angry. See, you don't know the scriptures, my dude. Jesus was angry, you know. he said he looked. The scripture said he looked angrily at them. Why can't you see how we can't? How you know? I'm gonna be soft with you. Sometimes you think you're helping, but you know you're not. Just tell the truth. Let's not back down now, dude. Come on, dude. That's not biblical. Bible says, "Be angry, but sin not." Why would you tell me not to be angry when scriptures say it's okay? Pastor Elliott said, he said this with his own mouth. He said, "Don't ask God why questions." You know that, right? He also said, "It's not sin if you do." It's like, well, then okay. Now here's my question: why wouldn't I then, doofus? I would like to repeat. You look like garbage, dude. You have lost. Like, I brought a spirit with me that that energized you, and then when I left, that sucker just went away. You look like garbage, dude. You look like a broken down, run down piece of trash. You see, what's the story with that? Well, see, you give people chance after chance after chance after chance after chance after chance. This is old news. You give them chance after chance, and it's like, you know what, dude? You know what? No more chances. You don't want to be friends no more. And sometimes when a person makes an ultimatum, they're not making that ultimatum to actually do it forever. They're doing it because they want to see you make a change. Are you willing? Or are you just going to keep on doing the same old? If you do, don't worry. I'll keep, skipping your show since it's so hot right now. You don't need me. So don't. I know one thing though. This is an old saying though. Don't call me when it starts going down. Don't do it. Don't come knocking on my door unless you got something real to give me, like an apology and a big fat check. But you think I don't want money? I've learned something in life, dude. Everybody needs money. I've learned that. You cannot go around this world broke. A person who steals is not usually stealing because they have money. And if they do, that's a big problem. My friend, well, he's not my friend anymore. Uh, just the person I used to know, Henry was like that. He had money and he would steal. See, that's just evil. That's called greed. Do you know how long I've been sitting thinking about these things? Rory's streaming, then Roy signs off, then you, Lavicious, you come on, and someone else comes on. It's like, well, when am I going to get my chance to stream? Well, I guess I got to just do it right now. We need to talk. We need to chit chat. I watched back that RoboCop video. It was really good, and I talked for 1 hour. I said, and what's interesting was it wasn't timed, it wasn't clocked. It was just perfect timing. I said, "Do your thing, Jesus. Do your thing." I was running that show, you know, but I didn't. But again, I was quiet. It's amazing. From every corner of the planet mentioned the silence. All of you. It's amazing. It's extraordinary. Y'all and you guys are worried about numbers. So, yeah, these Kalar's not talking. Something must really be going on. 'Cause, he doesn't. He be when he gets on that mic. Woo! Captured, captivated. I'll be honest. I've learned some things because, for example, some people are like they have to work and they can't listen right now. Does that mean they're going to listen back? You see, this is the truth, dude. See, I may think not, but actually, that's not true. People, this study, analyze, yeah. Talking about like why, like let's put it like this: if I didn't think Dan Field was listening and couldn't reach this and all that crap, I wouldn't be on here right now doing this. I know it'd be a waste of time, but I know you can hear me. If you notice, this is some names that don't come out of my mouth anymore. I'm not, I'm just some people. I'm just sick of you. Let's just keep it real. Just tell the truth, Kalari. I'm sick of your mouth. I'm sick of what you do. You get on my nerves. And I have to admit, it makes me feel a little bad because it's like, well, they're watching me, but I'm sick of them. It's like, ah. So you know what I do? I'll check on you every once in a while just to see how you're doing. See how strong. You see the difference between love and hate. You know, separating myself and coming back. It's a sign of patience. It's a sign of love. It's a sign of giving you a chance. I'm giving you every chance to get it right. I am pleading with you. Please don't make me come on and do this. Don't make me get loud. Don't make me get angry. You won't let me. You won't let me. The chat is despicable. The chat is just it's the like the worst. It's worse than prison. It's like it's really sad that many people who talk in there are like when we get to the next world, you're not gonna be in a good place. It's just so bad. It's just words. I was thinking of some more just words to say because of you since you guys are so much smarter than Kalari Purdue. You know what I'm saying? Since you're so much more holy and righteous than I am, right? Your wife says to you, "I want a divorce." And some of you who are unmarried need to get married. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that? Did I say that? Should I apologize for saying that? Well, according to you, they're just words. So, in conclusion, nope. Well, they're just words. They're just words. I want a divorce. Your wife. Some people. I'm not talking about good relationships. I'm talking about the bad ones. And your wife says that. Not only she says that, you know what she's doing? She's going through with the process. Those words have turned into more than just words. They've become action. They've did you know there's life in words and there's death in words? This is just a review. We've talked about this before. Guess we just got to talk about it again. It's not that you're a kid, Dan. It's that nobody has disciplined you. You know why? Because nobody loves you. The Bible says the Lord disciplines those in whom he loves. You must not be loved. Does nobody love you, Dan? Jesus. Yeah, Jesus loves you. See how we just don't give God what he deserves and how we can just help people and bring and. But sometimes, but see, I can tell some people have just never been, at their wits' end, like in their faith, in their love, or in their hope. It's clear. It's clear. Well, how do you know that? because you won't acknowledge it. That's why you won't acknowledge that sometimes you are hanging on the cross, asking God why. If you've never hung on a cross before, you're not going to ask God why questions. You've just had it too good. Some people just they have it good their whole life, and they really don't get to see the really bad side of life. They really don't. I don't know how you can be shielded from that. We live in a world of sin, but that's just the way it is. I can tell people point like blank in their face where they're going wrong, but you know what? That's actually not loving. I'll give you an example. Street preachers. It's like you're looking for trouble. Street preachers will go out and they'll argue and fight with the masses of the people. They'll stand out there and be like, Jesus is Lord, and if you don't believe, you're going to hell, and da 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 da. Like, okay, what's the problem with that? The problem with that is that there's no love. Why, for example, if you want to be a street preacher, I will tell you how to be a street preacher. It's the same as fasting. There's a special kind of fasting. Okay, it's not just not abstaining from something. It's actually what you do. You want to be a street preacher? Hold the door for people. You see somebody coming, hold the door for them, even if they're far away and you know they're coming. Be patient with them. You see them running, tell them to stop running. Slow down. Walk. Please. Take your time. And you know what they say? They say thank you. And you know what you say? You say you're welcome. You want to be a street preacher? When you're driving and you see a crosswalk and you see a baby and they're and or not, it doesn't even have to be a baby. You just see some guy. He needs to cross the street. You stop. You put your hazard lights on. You stop and let them go. That's love right there. That's how you love a person. Okay. Now you got this kid. I pick on you, man. I had to get rid of you because you don't know what you're doing. He had the sign. Who can I pray for you today? He's standing in front of a store. Okay. And the lady's getting one. Of course, some people. I thought at first I thought it was cool, but when the lady got like in his face, got all pissy, and then he's gonna do it again and again. You see, that's not love. You could see the Bible says that the Sadducees or the Pharisees, they would have their long robes, they have their scrolls, and they have things in their robes that you can read. They they would show off. And Jesus said it's the only reward you can get. But if you wanna get your reward from God, you gotta do it in secret. Pray for me in secret. Pray for those who you think and you don't know need prayer in secret. You can look that up yourself in the Bible. Shh, secret. Shh, it's Chelsea. It's children. Secret. Secret. Put that sign down and go outside and play with your friends, dude. What the heck are you doing? You're a kid. Have some fun, for Christ's sake. Live. Next time you go out, you want to pray for somebody, yo. If you really, how do you pray in public? When you're really upset and this is like, and you just say, Jesus, God, what do I do? So they think you're talking to yourself. No, you're praying aloud. It's real. You want to be. Hold on. I don't know. Somebody working in here. I don't know what the heck's going on. Anyway, treat your neighbors right. You know what I'm saying? Especially the ones that have been around for a long, long time. You guys have grown up with each other. Make sure you continue to show them respect and love. That's how you street preach. That's how you street preach. When you walk up to a person and you guys just have a nice conversation. You're not asking them about Jesus. And even if you do, you sense something in them that you genuinely want to ask. You're not just asking just to see how they're gonna react. You want to be a street preacher, say, excuse me, pardon me, thank you. You don't have this huge crowd and everybody's pissed off at you. If you're smart, you'd run. And guess what? The cops are not going to help you. They're going to tell you, well, they're gonna tell you that they're doing their job. If I ever hear that again, dude, it'd just be too soon. Please, just don't ever say that again to me. Just don't. I'm just doing my job. No, you're not, dude. No, you're not. If you're gonna stand there and say to me, if it's me over my kids and you, it's my kids. Or my kids and my wife. It's my kids and my wife. It's like, dude, what kind of effed up things I have to say to a person, dude? Who? What? So what are you saying? I'm as good as dead and dirt to you? That's exactly what you're saying, dude. And then you get mad when I get pissed off? Do you even see? You don't even know what you're saying. You know why? Because you don't know the scriptures. You're just a selfish thing telling me that you're just doing something that you're really not doing. Like I'm daft and I don't know right from wrong. Like I don't know what's real from fiction. Like I don't know when I'm being picked on by some little turd. There's another person who treated me like crap. Jake Benham. Jake Benham. Let me just talk to you directly. You have treated me like trash from day one for no reason. I hop in my Ferrari and then you just start acting like a nut. You just go crazy. You're just mean for no reason, dude. Another mean ass Brit picking on an innocent African Christian American. What a shame. Just picking on me. Because what? Because I'm not some F1 esports superstar like you? That's okay. And you will never reach my stats, punk. And that's just an F1. That's oh my God, dude. Who do you think you're talking to? Do you know how much the Lord has blessed me and how much He has showered and rained upon me? I could sit here forever and tell you what God has done for me. All I know about you is that you're the all star. The all star. Oh, what else are you? You're a chump. That's what you are. You're a little pencil neck, giraffe neck, look like a goofy retard. Goo. Shut your mouth, you little punk bitch. I don't like you because you know why? Because you have picked on me and treated me like trash. It's not because, you know, you're a bad person. Maybe, as a matter of fact, you are a bad person. What am I talking about? Treat me wrong for nothing. I'm supposed to love you? Dude, what do you think this is? What do you think I am? A machine with no feelings? I have a lot, that's why, they say, my dad used to say, don't wear your heart on your sleeve. I think you should because, you people need to know how you make them feel because that will assist them and help them to stop make treating you so poorly. Yeah, you really need to be really serious and stout about it and put forth action. It doesn't even have to be violent action. Just clean action. Like, look, this is just let them like again that lady. I'm just minding my own business. Okay, I'm not dressed up. I'm not looking like $1 million. I'm not even trying to dress up. I'm. It's like it's not even 7 in the morning. Okay, I don't expect to be harassed by some. I told Gavin this. It's like some lady in a car locking her door on me because she feels unsafe. And Gavin asked, was she white? I said no. He said, well, if she was white, let me rest it. I said, do you see, Gavin? You can't. I'm just very blessed to know that race is like is really nothing. It never has been. And the reason why, so many things that's happened in the past, so violent, many violent things, is nobody stood up to it. Paul Mooney said that. He said that's why he said about the N word. When everybody was using it, you didn't say nothing. Now that everybody's using it, doesn't mean a thing. This Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul Mooney. I'll see you in heaven, dude. Thank you, Paul Mooney. That's he's a that is so true. That is so true. You didn't do anything about it. Why do people black people always talk about but cops gonna shoot black people? A cop is not a cop will do a lot of things, dude, but they're not that dumb to pull a gun on Kalari Purdue. They're not. They're they will do a lot of things. They may pull a gun on another black guy. They pull guns on white people too, but let me not talk about that, right? We don't want equality. Yeah, they do. They'll jump me. They'll lie in court, but but let me just put this on the ground today. They would never do that. They might have their hand on the hip, but they're never going to draw it. They won't do it. And you know why? Because they know that there's something inside of me, and if they get rid of me, not only this they're going to be effing up, but they're going to lose. Yeah, you know, I'm a child of God, dude. They know if they kill me, I'm going to heaven. It's like, oh, well, if we can't do that, that's a pass. You see, you see how knowledge is power. You can't kill me when you know I'm just gonna be with Jesus. Oh, damn. Well, that's no, we don't want that. Let's take it even further. And you don't even hate my guts. You just want me to live forever. I love you, Kalari. And every time I talk about, you guys talk about, you guys always do this. You always get mad at me for doing it, and then you do it. So I'm gonna free myself up today. But I would love to go home with Jesus today. And then what do you say? Well, don't be in a hurry to go, Kalari. Oh, that's what everybody says. Every time I say that, everybody says, don't be in any hurry to go. I have a headache the size of Massachusetts and Montana combined and Alaska, and you're telling me don't be in a hurry to go. If I were gone, my head wouldn't be hurting. No, it doesn't hurt right now. Maybe a little bit, but because I'm agitated, but that's okay. Oh, Kalai, don't be in any hurry to go. Well, whether I'm in a hurry or not, to my loved ones, to my fans, to my friends, to my family, yeah, I will eventually. I don't know when, but I will. And I'm watching the last two episodes of Highlander, and it was about It's a Wonderful Life. Okay, if anybody doesn't know the story to that is a man who didn't want to, be around no more because he didn't feel like he was making any difference in people's lives, only to come to find out that his presence was making everybody's life better. That's where Kalari comes in, obviously, but and not just me, other people who serve the Lord. How important are you? Well, I think um, we have another fallen hero. His name is James Earl Jones, 93 years old. That's a long life. Whew, that's too long. It's like I'm just kidding. No. And it kind of yeah. I said yeah. I believe he had a little Jesus in him. He had some Jesus in him. Before he left this planet, he made sure he read the Bible. He has. You can go online right now and find some. He was reading scripture. He was reading straight from the Bible. If you want to listen along, listen along. Good for you. That's see, that's a smart guy right there, dude. His legacy is more than Lucasfilms. And then I learned they just told this. This is new information that I learned. They said he didn't even get credited when in the first two films. And this is 1977. I thought we were past all that. Oof. And then when they got the act right, he's the first thing that comes up. Which it should be. Silly little things. What's his name? Wendell Scott, first black man to win a NASCAR race. Didn't even get his trophy till, a few years ago. You know what I mean? Black stuff. Stupid. That's why I wasn't born back then, dude. Because I wouldn't have any of it, dude. They would have killed my behind before I was 20. I'd be dead by now. But see, people, we talk about black people, right? Well, let's if you want to get practical, black people don't know where the heck they've come from. And white people, what about white people? Just as bad as black people. Can't give you guys a pass. Dan's white as hell. And I hate his guts. That make me a racist? Absolutely not, dude. What's interesting is I wouldn't even hate you. It's not like I want to hate you or I'm trying to hate you. I think what it really is you hate me. You see, and it's interesting how an agreement and a disagreement could come from what you like and what you don't like. I think it's interesting. I think it's very interesting because I have no beef with you. But time goes along, and this is like, does this little punk like ever shut up? Does he ever stop acting like a girl? No. I figured that out. I've come to the point where I'm not trying to make peace with you anymore, dude. I'm not trying to love you. I'm not trying to act right. I could care less at this point now. I have reached thank God for the limit, dude. Thank God. Unlimited. Sometimes unlimited is good and sometimes it isn't, dude. Because how much more could I sit and listen to this crap? Yeah, that's an old song. You drive me crazy. I just can't speak. I'm so excited. I tend to weep. I don't know. I'm just making up lyrics. Oh, crazy. And I feel all right. At least I did until your mouth was open wide all all night. Who's worse than the person? Who's worse than you, Dan? The person who hired you. Who's as bad as you are. Probably, probably your father. Shoot, get on my blinking blanket nerves, yo. What time is it? It might be. Let's see. I think it comes on either 9 or 9:30. I did want to watch. See if we can watch practice together. Let's hang out a little bit. Yeah, let's hang out a little bit. Let's chill. I think I've done whooped his ass enough. Let's chill. Let's jam. Max, you need to step your game up, bro. Come on now.
has now got some problem which is keeping Gasly in the garage. So Ocon is in his car and ready to go if he's not gone out behind me already. But I'm just investigating what means that why it is that Ocon's car is being worked on in the garage. So I'll get back to you on that.
All right, thank you very much, Ted. We'll come back to you shortly. Cars out on track then, the hour gets underway, Karoon.
Yeah, really tricky
You
time
guys
for
are
Alpine at the
blessed that
moment.
this
You know, there's
show
so
is
much
on.
going
I
on
could
their
keep
power
talking,
unit
man.
side, isn't it? We saw protests in Monza and in Paris, we believe, as well. So there's a lot of conversations around will they switch to Mercedes power for next year? Frankly,
Take
they've
this
had so
headset
many
off.
issues in recent times, and you remember back in Canada they had an issue. Alphonse Carlos tried to sort that out on the grid. We go to the the issues in Monza last time, but they were just clipping all the way down the straight. They were struggling with sorry, I should explain clipping. When you run out of the electrical power, and that's why they qualified okay, and then sort of just went backwards in the race. And as Bernie and I were talking about, if you've got clipping issues in
Oh,
Monza, around here, you're a sitting duck. You will have absolutely no chance in the straight. So, yeah, I think there's some concern there in the Alpine camp on that.
I don't know what
Yeah, I
clipping
think this
issues are.
circuit, just because of the circuit length, is one of the obstacles to trying to make use of all of the power that the engine has. And teams try and balance how much energy they use around the lap. And sometimes you do that optimally, so what's the best for overall lap time? But sometimes you do that a bit more strategically. So what's the best to prevent overtaking? And we can all imagine here that if you used all of your power out of turn 16 down to the start-finish straight, that would help you protect from any DRS or overtakes from others, but it might not be the fastest and optimal lap time. So a lot of the teams play a lot with how that energy is managed around the lap, and this is one of the sessions that's good for getting on top of that as well.
Is everything okay on data?
For now, we don't see anything strange.
Check from left to right. Single feels heavy on one side compared to the other. Light on the right corners, heavy on the left corners.
Weirdly, that's the same thing Lando Norris was complaining about in FP1. So, yeah, it's just, again, to do with the steering rack and just getting that set up and calibrated. We'll see. But Leclerc's not boxed, so it's clearly not enough of a concern for him to go back into the pit. So he's going to begin this first run of FP2 on the medium tyre, Harry.
Just one more on Alpine and Oliver Oaks as well, in particular, coming in as team principal. How much of a stabiliser is that for them? He's a young team principal coming up through Formula 2. That is it seems like a good sign for Alpine going forward.
Yeah, listen, I've known Ollie a long time. He's a very practical and pragmatic person. I think he is prepared and is willing and has already begun asking the questions of why are you doing that? And if somebody goes, well, that's how we've always done it, I say, well, yeah, but that doesn't mean it's right. We should think about it
I
in a different
agree.
way. I think he's come at it with fresh eyes. He's what's also good is he's very no nonsense, which is why, to be honest, I get on with him because
No nonsense, Chandler.
this it's just you got to get straight to the point, and in F1 you haven't got time to faff around, And I think there's a couple of things. One is there's so many layers in a modern Formula One team. You've got lots of different layers of management and reporting through the factory. But you've got to make sure that there's a degree of honesty going through that entire chain of command. We've got to make sure that at every level
I
there's no
agree.
finger pointing, there's no Teflon sort of passing the buck onto another department for any deficiencies. And someone like Ollie, who's got a good practical head and is able to ask those big, wider questions. Yes, I know he's not run a Formula One team before, but he's on a race team, and he does understand motor racing. He can ask those questions of, well, hang on, you said that, but that doesn't quite add up with what that other person said. And I think that's what their team needs is just some fresh blood, some fresh energy. And obviously he's got Flavio in the background guiding him.
Yeah, well, certainly guiding him, but it's amazing what a fresh set of eyes and some new blood could do to revitalise a team going forward. A decent first lap for Charles Leclerc, bedding back in after his FP1 lap to go fast as 1:21.25.8. Hamilton on the radio.
This windshield is like in the way of my vision. I need to come in. This is distracting. Let's hope we just keep temping it. We'll get that windshield removed.
So just to come in on that there, how you can see on that onboard image that you have there on Lewis, the little clear screen just around the front, up to the halo. So teams play with that windscreen on the car. It affects the buffering that the driver gets in the helmet, so how much air is directly hitting their helmet, and as well it has an influence on the downforce of the car and the flow all around the car, like any other component has. We often see
Talking about it,
teams
picking
run
on
a
some little
jagged
kid.
edge one there,
You
which
know,
gives some of the effect, but not
did
all
you
of the
know those
effect
little
on
kids be picking
the
on me?
windscreen. So Lewis still unhappy with that change they've
Shoot.
obviously made in between the two sessions.
Yeah,
Some
so
mean
expect
ass
to see
kid,
Hamilton
man.
back in as Verstappen goes fastest of anybody in the middle sector. It was a nice view on board though with Lewis Hamilton a few
Just
moments
come
ago.
on here one
Don't
day and
forget you can
just
watch
say the F
every
word and then
session
just
this season from onboard
and then
any
just shut the
of the
stream
20
down.
drivers and listen
You
in
guys
on
would you
their
guys would
team
lose your
radio to
mind,
get
dude.
started.
You
All
guys
you
would be
need to do
so
is
offended.
download
I
the
know
Sky
you would,
Sports
dude.
app to
You're
your
supposed to be
phone
a
or
Christian.
tablet device.
See,
Log in
that's
with your
I
Sky
love when people
ID
say
and
that.
head to the Sky
That's
Sports
like
F1
you act
channel.
like, dude,
Choose
like
your driver,
you're the one
Sky
with the
Glass,
power and
Sky
you're the
Cube, and
one who
Sky
can there's
Stream
more
customers.
free.
You can
It's
also
like, bro,
access
you
this
don't have
experience
a
via the
clue.
interactive button on your
All
remote
I'm doing
control.
is just
Right on
holding
board,
it
Sergio
back
Perez, Lando Norris as
until
well in
and
your
and
lane.
then when I
Right now,
put
though,
you down
Perez
and make
is
you cry, you
pushing
can be
through,
like, I'm
seeing the driver
sorry,
Charles Leclerc
I'm so
in
sorry.
in
Like,
Q1.
yeah,
Perez
yeah, I forgive you.
makes it
Get out of
through
my face. Now go
unscathed and
away.
now embarks out
And
of
don't
turn
let me catch
16
you doing
onto
it
the soft
again.
on the medium tyre.
That's real.
And this is really what they
Not your
put it
daddy,
into
man. You
for
better
a
get your damn
2-kilometre
father to
main
raise
straight. As
you.
soon as you're full
Not
throttle
your
onto
damn
lap
daddy.
16, all
Not
the
your
way
brother.
down
Not your
the
friend. I'm
main
a complete
straight.
stranger
And
whom you've
just
chosen to
hear that
pick
sound on the
on.
bottom. Here's Leclerc
Are
first.
you
I
nuts?
didn't check the data, but I think the car is
It's about, oh, I think. That's your problem. Stop
Charles
thinking,
Leclerc
Doug.
actually still not happy in
I
the
told you
quad.
I'm the champion and you
Do you
want to
think that needs
pretend
to
like
be
I'm
when
not.
they obviously had to rebuild that front
And you want me to
corner
prove it?
and redo 2 weeks
Okay.
ago, they had to take it away.
But just know I'm gonna have to
Crash the
take it out on
camera.
you.
Something's not
I'm gonna
quite
take
right
out
with the
my
installation
anger
of
on
that.
Yeah,
you.
there's lots of things that can go wrong, when you hit a corner like that.
You,
All of the suspension, I'm sure,
you,
has been changed. The steering, like you
you.
say, but the question mark often for teams, and we go through a lot of data to try and
Make
figure
me
out how
sick.
deep into the chassis, but there's a lot of internal suspension that links across side of the cars.
Yeah, Bernie
How much of
Collins
that is
over here.
damaged? Obviously, on the cars, just for weight, we can't have sensors on absolutely everything. So some of the load across the car, some of the force that's gone across the car is implied or estimated from other sensors on the car. And it is about risk versus reward. It's getting that car out, as we know, is very, very important. Changing absolutely everything is possible in the time allowed, especially when you look ahead to future sessions. So they've obviously tried to do the best. It could be something very simple as a shim in the wrong place. What I mean by that is the suspension.
Any updates, please?
Yes, we're happy to continue. We're still waiting for feedback on what we see.
Well, Charles Leclerc then is wanting answers, but Ferrari seem to be, not finding too much of an issue on the data at least. Ted, what news can you bring us?
I'll just keep it across whether Charles Leclerc does come in and fix whatever problems he's got in that car. Doesn't sound like he's giving him any game confidence. Bad news for George Russell, I've got to tell you quickly. And they've got to change the engine. Forgive me if you've already said this, Harry, but he's stuck in the garage. I just thought they were just finishing up, but it's a precautionary engine change that they're just finishing after pre-practice 1. They do oil samples.
Ted is
the
old,
engine
man.
oil, and they found
How
some,
long you been
some
working here,
particles in
Ted?
there,
Like
which
20 years?
Yeah, guys, I'm not driving with this car. Can you describe it as bent? Something's bent on the car?
I think he said a little bit of the steering.
The steering's bent.
He's referring to there.
Oh,
he's just said on the radio, I'm not driving the car.
Okay, so he's coming in. The mechanics at Ferrari ready to receive him. But Russell's going to be out of this session for Mercedes estimate the next 25 minutes or so, maybe even longer, half an hour. It's impossible. You cannot see that data. Impossible. It's completely. Well, that escalated quickly.
All right, let's take a look.
Quickly, didn't it? From guys, can you see something on the data? To I think there might be something wrong. To it's impossible you can't see something on the data. Anyway, he's back in the garage, and Russell is in the garage as well. So both
Look, I'm telling you, there's something wrong with this car, yo.
It's a very fast track to have steering issues.
This big, that car is. I love when they like
That's not a nice
put it
feeling.
on the wheels and move it.
No, that's science.
It shows how large the
You
car
do
is.
that. That's a tech pro. We'll just sort of bounce off that. This is picture at 15 where
It's
you had the
so
chat earlier.
long. I ain't gonna lie, y'all are right. That car is crazy.
We did get a momentary.
At least he didn't hit the wall this time.
Would it be for
He said, "Not this time." Oh no.
That's quite a narrow place to do a
Good
U-turn
man.
now.
Learn from your mistakes.
was looking at it earlier when I got
Williams
on the scoreboard.
crashed
I was
out.
thinking, actually, it is pretty tricky to tell.
Okay, and it was not Alex Albon. Now let me say something. I'm about to pause y'all for a minute. If Williams keeps wrecking the car that Logan was in, that's gonna say something about the car, not the drivers. It's just an ass car. You know, we're happy to get my man out. And yes, because he was American, of course. I'm just saying that, obviously. But anyway, let's keep an eye out for that now.
Sometimes the onboard is not as good as we would like it to be on the pit wall, or it's a very, very small bit of your screen. But it is often very difficult to get them back out. This track becomes quite busy. We can see at the minute it's busy through one half of the track and the other half's free, so you're often waiting for a slot to get out.
Well, yeah, it is busy, and it is narrow, particularly in that middle sector up through the castle section between 8, 9, 10, and 11. And I believe we can head down to turn 8.
You guys got to be careful, man. This track has just got no grip.
Jacques Villeneuve, good afternoon, Jacques. What can you tell us?
I had to whoop his ass for calling Lewis a nigger.
So blessed and lucky, because if there's one corner to be so close as this one, it's so tricky. And you can really tell the difference from car to car, driver to driver, which one has confidence. You need a car that pivots here because it's a pointy corner. There's a little hump.
I want to thank God for restoring some things that I've lost.
And you can hear the engine rev up just when they hit it. Some others just drive as if it wasn't there. And the ones who bounce a little bit, the rear snaps and get close to the exit wall. But you can tell which driver knows this car, which one has confidence, arrives with a lot of speed, just gives it a little bit of steering angle, and the car pivots. And that's the one. These are the ones that are very, very fast. When you look at Verstappen going through here, he also skips the inside wall, outside wall. He knows exactly that the car will turn. If you don't have that confidence in this corner, you lose 2 or 3 tenths, and you'll never be able to get some speed. It's amazing. Then it goes up, and visually you can tell that it is so difficult for the drivers because it's all blind. They go over the hump, they don't see where the next corner is, and it's all a question of rhythm. You miss this first one here, you'll miss the whole Old Town part. And frankly, sometimes you see high-speed corners and you see how impressive it is. Here, you really see which driver is talented and knows exactly where his car is going to be. I wouldn't want to have a bad setup in this corner.
Yeah, I understand where NASCAR is coming from, man. They told us, dude. We just didn't want to hear it. We just didn't want to hear it, dude. You weren't listening. They told us, yo. We're wrestling now.
Charles Leclerc is back into the pits now. His teammate out there going fastest of anybody in the middle sector. Perez is going quickly, or has.
It's all about the WWF.
With a 144.
WWF is back.
As we have a yellow flag in sector 1 and 2. Verstappen through turns 5 and 6 going slowly.
Yes, we're back, dude. The WWF is back. It is now the World Wrestling Federation again. You know what I'm saying? God, I miss the good old days. God has blessed me with the old with the new. I said, well, thank you. Like, get rid of the old drivers. It's like, you can't, yo. Because when you get old, dude, you're not gonna want someone to, talk to you about you like that. But you ain't thinking like that. You ain't even thinking. You have no, like. Some people have no empathy. They can't feel you. You know what I mean? They can't feel you in the future, past, or present. It's selfish. Oh my God! Please don't crash. Woo! Good save. Good save.
To the escape off just to the right hand side.
I think it's just that he decided too late, Harry. It sort of committed a little bit. He realised he wasn't going to make it, but he couldn't make it to the escape road and managed to get that stop.
I mean, I can't say nothing, dude. I was playing F1 2019. I was hitting every wall. I said, I cannot drive this car, yo. I'm pretty good in the better in the newer cars, but that's only because I've been driving them a lot more lately. The 2022 car was I loved how all y'all hated it. I thought it was hilarious.
What you're trying to do is you run a medium or a hard tire for the first run at a
I'm going to about a good laugh here. Y'all were so offended. Talking about this car, yeah, we cannot drive this car. I said, good. More wins for me.
Get back out again for the Chinese driver on his way. It was no
I know
one
you
over
don't
that
get
line. So back onto the road for Joe.
1,025 wins
the first run
by
around
being a
34,
whiny
you
little,
need to give fuel,
whiny little
medium
girl.
or
I
hard
know
tyre,
that.
and then you do the
No offense
closest
to
you get to
girls.
qualifying practice today, another 30 kg roughly soft tyre run. That's the one opportunity the drivers have. You might get a cool push in here, something
If
like
you're a
that,
girl, be a
and then
girl.
you
If you're a
start to
guy,
get
be
your
a
high
guy.
fuel run
You
in. So
know, I
the
hate
teams will
people
add
who,
fuel onto
women who
the
try to be
80,
men and men
90
try to be
kg
women.
mark
Dog. It
and
just
begin
it
to do the
kills me.
consistent non-DRS
Just
runs.
takes it just
In
takes
that, they want
away
to get a feel of what is the tyre
what I
type
need
each day.
from you. You know what I'm
How's the
saying?
tyre going to
Sometimes I
perform?
need you.
What's the
I
difference
need
across
you
the
to be a woman.
tyres?
I need you
Lots
to
of
be a man.
information for the race. And
You know,
as
I
we
need
know,
that, yo.
points are on
I need
Sunday,
your
so you do
male
always try and get that
features. I
long
need
run
your
in.
female features.
Some
I
exceptions
need
on the
this.
track
I need
like
both.
Monaco or Singapore where overtaking is so
You're gonna deny
difficult
me
that
of that
qualifying becomes more important. And
you wanna
then
remind everybody on how you feel every 5 seconds.
Checo thinks we're racing.
I don't think anybody's racing that speed.
in those sections, teams will focus on the qualifying more than the race days.
Okay, thank you very much, Bernie. Yeah, Hulkenberg just getting a little bit, he feels, held up there by
Being
Perez
funny.
coming through that Old Town section. And we did hear that Hulkenberg actually had a bit of a DRS issue in free practice one, which prevented him
Pinto,
from
yeah,
using
see, he
that. So
wrecked out.
perhaps more to come from
Just
Hulkenberg
like
and his
Logan.
teammate
If he
this
wrecks out
weekend. Will be
again
Oliver Behrman
and keeps wrecking
replacing
out
Kevin
again, it's
Magnussen,
not
who
him.
serves that one race ban, and
It's the
back
car,
for
yo.
his second race as a Formula One driver is Franco Colapinto, who is now back out on track.
They
And
fixed it
Kareem,
pretty fast.
his mindset, where is that going to be now after that crash in
Gotta
FP1?
be careful.
He's just got to reset, hasn't he? He's got to treat it as if this is the start of his weekend. Just dial himself in, slowly build the confidence back up, and then make sure he's in a decent position for the long runs. You know, I don't think today is about the qualifying run for him. He's out of sync now. He's going to have to do that tomorrow. Yes, I know it's going to be hot in
Gotta take these
FP3 and
turns
then
slow,
turns
dude.
in, but
Don't be
if I was
afraid to
him,
take them
this would be a
slow.
session if I was a team. Just focus on building his confidence back up. Just give him
I
the
should
laps, put the fuel in. Yes,
remember the last, the first thing. If I can remember, we'll talk
for
about
him,
that.
it's
It's
not about
boring.
looking for the last 10. It's just about get through the laps, get through the session, and get the learning in the bank.
And it's a tough race to come into, to have your second Grand Prix.
You know, I use that as a learning tool. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the rules. All right, we gotta tell this now because this is fresh in my mind. Sometimes the rules are set up. Actually, no, I'll wait. We get time. It'll be good to wait. Oh, it's okay. Perfect time. Okay, great. Commercial just came up, but I'm gonna just step away too for a sec. Take care of a few things. But I'm in the back. Like we had a rule in NASCAR, for example. Like they said you couldn't like when we were at Daytona playing in Gran Turismo 5. This was years ago. And they said you can't use your brakes, and I could not understand that. So in order to get out of the way and to help other people, I just like hold on. In order to avoid that, and I was starting the back. It's like I gotta use my brakes. When I learned like how to handle the rule, then I started to move up. You know what I mean? I started running in front. So I get it now. You know, I start the back. We were racing Silverstone. I was ringing, and and you know, my English friends. Some of them actually passed away. God rest his soul. But my friend Paul, he's still with us. He's still chilling. Hey, Paul. And that was another place. I would just run in the back because I knew I wasn't fast. I just had no speed. I had no understanding of how to tune the cars. I had no speed. And then like they were not ashamed to use they had something called the active stability management and the active steering. They used the heck out of it. Especially remember we were racing at a date at Route X, and they use it, and I was so like stubborn. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna use it. Then one day I started to use it. I was like, you know, I caught onto your little game, you know. I started using it. I started winning everything. You know, my story is no different than anybody else's, dude. I had to start from the bottom and work my way up just like everybody else. And some people say you get a silver spoon. You started with. I don't even know if that's true. Because when you become a racer, for example, like for Dale Earnhardt Jr., he had to make his own legacy. He has his legacy. He may have had an easier start, and he may have had some blessed resources, but he still had to make his own legacy. I went from zero to hero. Absolutely, I remember being in the back, and I made the choice to be back there because I wanted to. I didn't for many reasons. And we're at Silverstone, and they're lapping me, lap. And I was one of those, and I was, and you, God, it's amazing I'm talking about this. I don't think I've ever talked about this. I have talked about this. It's been a long time. Friggin', I'm in the back, and I just get out of the way. You know what I mean? Because they were so fast. Again, I wouldn't use the active steering, and I wouldn't. They know how to tune into any of that stuff until, but one day, it was actually my attitude. I changed my attitude. I said, I love you guys, but I'm tired of losing. So I turned on the stuff. It's like when I was racing on F1 22, and yeah, it was 22, and I turned on some stuff because I just couldn't keep up. I had to find a way to go faster. So I did. But I learned how to tune, and I learned how to go faster, and eventually I won everything, just like now. It was a long journey. Steve, you said you weren't there for GT5 and 6, dude. I say it once, I say it again, dude. You missed out. It was going down. You're blessed today, man. We love you today. You're good to have you. But Kalari was there before you. Gonna happen, dude. I freaking knew it. I freaking knew it, dude. I freaking knew it. That's why I knew I should have done this a long time ago, but I didn't. Always happens, man. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew I should have took care of it, but I didn't. And then it makes it. Then the question is, how long has it been off? God, yeah, just hold on. I'll be right back.
If JD does want to get really cheeky, we can actually find a spot between the knees and the legs to get to show the
Apologies
but we're
for
not going to
the
do that because we're
for the
respectful.
mic turning
So
off.
we've just got the first of the quality runs starting around 4, I think now. You can see lots of drivers on the soft tyre on board here with Lando Norris into turn 3. If you look at this, the dashboard, the top right button, that's his delta time. That gives him his lap time in comparison with his previous best. And obviously that would have been on the medium tyre. So you would expect he's already, as we can see, over half a second up on his previous best. We'll see now as the lap unfolds. Lewis Hamilton gets nicely out of the way into turn 8. And this is where the track gets narrowed to the left-hander of... Sorry, it's the left-hander, that was the 7. And now the sun's in your eyes. You try and turn sharply right and then left through the old part of the circuit. Climbing steeply uphill, and we get the second sector time as we come through a bit of traffic. That's in an ugly place. Okay, gets out of the way. That's good. Good driving there by Yuki Tsunoda. So Norris gets a clean run through 15, and he should pick up a nice tow from the Alpine of Pierre Gasly. So he loses a bit of downforce through that left-hander of 16, but it's worth taking the pain because the benefit he's going to get... Oh, that is...
That was tight.
No, that's... honestly, if Gasly was going to bail out of it, he should have bailed out of it before the Kings. I think that's a bit naughty.
I think the difficulty is, and someone can correct me if I say something wrong, Gasly's not starting the lap, so Gasly was setting up to start the lap. So running through before turn 16. But Norris was sort of hoping he would throw him in the straight, but because Norris is on a flying lap, he's so much quicker than Gasly there.
Yeah, but my point is then Gasly, as you said, should have gone away early. Getting out of the way in that king makes no sense. It's ruined his next lap and Lando's current lap. I think that's a bit ugly, but in terms of position, but there you go. Anyway, Verstappen's gone fastest, Harry, on the first sector.
He has fastest than anybody. Albon moves up to fourth in the Williams side, so a nice clean run compared to Norris across the line. He's fastest at the moment. Proves his time on the soft tyre, 1:43.9, puts 4 tenths between himself and Perez, who's still in the pits, who said that on the media. But here comes Verstappen then, out of 16. And then begins the climb to the finish line. Fastest of anybody in the middle sector as well.
He's got absolutely nobody in front of him for the slipstream, so this is going to be pure straight line speed off the Red Bull. As we see him come, you can see the dust still coming up as the plank, the bottom of the car, touches the ground. He'd come up to the timing line. George Russell has finally left the pits, and Sainz stays at the top of the time. So Verstappen's last sector only a 25.6. Behrman's gone 4th faster. That's a good effort for him. His first run on the softs in this session. Lewis Hamilton, Harry, through 15, dropping down here. What's his first sector? 36.9, 3 tenths down. Middle sector, 4 tenths down on Verstappen, but not bad compared to Sainz.
Hamilton then making his way through the left-hand king and the right-hand king, the man who was, put it on pole here back in 2017, won it in 2018 to the line, will not get the help of a toe, but will get that DRS getting up to over 335, just about, kilometres an hour to the line, and third fastest then Hamilton, lost a bit of time in that final sector, 2 tenths adrift of Carlos Sainz. We wait to see what Perez does on the medium when he's out there. Alonso climbs up into 7th, and that actually is a handy lap from Ben. If you compare him to Tsunoda and Albon, which you'd say is where Haas is fighting, ahead of them both. I know it's only early stages, but I'm sure that'll give him a bit of confidence. Here we go then, another look at this Gasly-Norris incident.
Yeah, so as you see, he's gone through the kink, and then I think Gasly probably thought, I moved over to the left, because he has moved away from the line, and thought, I'm going to leave Lando some space. But if put yourself in Lando's cockpit, that is not a comfortable place, right? Because he doesn't know.
I had a problem. Problem with the battery. I'm sorry.
Okay, that explains it a bit more. But is he carry on?
And then he doesn't come into the pit.
Maybe he just carries on to recharge.
There could be lots of things there. You know, from the team's point of view, if he's setting up to start a lap, then they're not expecting to tell him the traffic information about Norris starting so close behind them. And if the battery not in the right mode or the right switch position, and he doesn't have the deployment at the point, then he ends up being slower and having to board starting the lap. But let's see, we'll have to pick through the data later.
Piastri's got second fastest, just 33,000 behind. I don't think he got a tow. His final sector was very competitive compared to Max and Lewis.
We'll just add that Berman did definitely get a tow, because Berman did his lap shortly behind Verstappen, so he was towed in the start finish.
So that will be part of the strategy in qualifying, is trying to place yourself to get that tow, and also then be hindered by anybody else at the same time.
Qualifying here, it's really what you optimally want. You want no one in front of you from turn 1.
I struggle a lot with visibility, man.
You really struggle a lot from turn 1 to turn 16. You don't want anyone ahead of you there. But then from 16 onwards, a bit what happened with Norris and Gasly, but obviously running to go your way. You want someone who's out of phase with you, finishing a lap if you're starting a lap, that type of thing, to get that end of the lap toe is so important, but then you don't want them ahead of you the whole way around the lap.
So when you're sat on the pit wall trying to figure that out, are you just constantly looking at the driver tracker?
It's so difficult, you know, sometimes it will fall in your favour, particularly in the early stages of qualifying where there's slightly different run plans happening, but towards the end of qualifying when most people go out with just time for one lap, it's almost impossible to get that to happen, and you need to prioritise having to get up to the car and head through that first and second sector.
I think Piastri did get a distant tow, just looking at the onboard. I can't quite see who it is, but his speed trap figures were 4-5k quicker than what Verstappen and Hamilton. So that somewhat explains the final sector there.
Okay, well, it was still enough to put him up into second, and that will be half the battle, as Bernie's explaining in qualifying, is finding that spot on the track to give yourself that toe, but then also not get hindered yourself by it. So that'll be something to watch out for tomorrow in qualifying. Ted, what news?
Well, if you look out your commentary box, you'll see that I'm outside the Red Bull garage. So I was having a look at what they just showed on the TV there about Max's alternative. What can we do about the sun visor strip? And there is that. It looks like they had that helmet. Well, they do have that helmet ready to go. In fact, they've got 2 spare helmets for Max Verstappen ready to go. And maybe the drivers up there. Well, Karun, you can tell us about having a wide visor strip. I mean, obviously,
about it this morning, Ted.
Sure, but I mean, obviously, I love Max Verstappen when he says, you know, I can't believe what's going on with the sun. He's not complaining about the sun, obviously. There's not much you can do about the sun. But when you have this low sun, we've had this very many times here, although maybe the time of the year that we're here has changed it slightly. I'm not an astrophysicist, Bernie. Is the sun in a different position? Is it lower in the sky in September? Is it going to be in April? Oh, that's maybe...
Have a look.
If there's anything science, weather, satellite, solar system related, we just heard about it.
Just ask Bernie. She's clearly
Anything about a moon landing, we're going to come to that.
She's clearly the most intelligent of all of us, Karun. So yeah, that is why I default to Bernie on these things. But in this way, I'm interested in how Max, sorts himself out with the low sun. The problem he's obviously having with visibility.
Well, actually, you can do it with the visor stickers. I mean, I was thinking, Ted and I were chatting this morning about Nigel Mansell used to have this enormous visor strip. He wouldn't use a dark visor, he'd use these massive, big visor strips and to block out the low sun. So if you actually Google a picture of Mansell's helmet from 91, 92, whatever, you'll see it. But actually, it is a real problem here because you've got it in your eye, particularly in the right-hander of turn 10. That's where it's really sharp in your eye, but also a little bit into 15, possibly into 16 as well, depending on the building. So, yeah, it is an issue. And you have a place like Suzuka. Le Mans is the worst one, to be honest. It's absolutely horrendous with the low sun in your eye.
Well, the low sun not impacting Verstappen's teammate, it seems, Sergio Perez, who we know is handy around this circuit, statistically the most successful man around this circuit. Now, almost the second clear at the top with a nice tidy lap from the Mexican. And I suppose when he was re-signed, well, he was signed, then he was up for grabs, and then he was re-signed again, at least for the next few races. Part of that was that we're heading to some Sergio Perez strong tracks, this being one of them, because his teammate is still pushing, has to find the run off. Nice Huey, very, very well collected there from Verstappen, who rejoins. So this is good momentum for Perez, who is still fighting for that seat. I think has the Red Bull problems on the car actually kind of distracted everybody a bit now from Perez's struggles?
Yeah, maybe. I think they've got bigger problems. So you're right. Yeah, I think internally they have got bigger problems to solve. But this weekend has come at exactly the right time for him, isn't it? Big confidence boost would be exactly what he needs at this point. Here we got a yellow flag in sector 2. Leclerc, we got Charles Leclerc, turn 8, I think, in the runoff area. Yeah, there he is. Okay, so he hasn't hit the barrier, and he's managed to bail out of it. Colapinto's done a good job, Harry. He's done time within 100th of Alex Albon, so that is a good effort after the start of the weekend he's had.
Yeah, as it Charles through the side, being back out on track now hopefully will unbend car, and just balking, was that Hamilton behind him coming through as well.
But that's very interesting for Leclerc there. That's him on the run-off on an out lap, if I'm not mistaken. So that's not him on a push lap. That's him on an out lap, I think.
Well, let's have a look. Oh no, this is a different part of the circuit. So this is this is Sainz, not Leclerc.
Sainz at turn 3.
So we haven't seen the build-up to Leclerc's off then through the castle section, but his teammate also pushing and then finding a little bit of a wider exit route for Carlos Sainz.
So I feel like we've seen pretty much everyone, apart from Leclerc and Russell, show their hand on the soft tyres, isn't it? Everyone else has done a lap, and You'd have to say both Colapinto and Ollie Behrman doing a fantastic job in this session. Both of them within hundreds of their teammates and, just one place behind the sister car. So they can both be very happy with the job they've done on the soft tyres.
Do you think, though, for those two in particular, the pressure is slightly off and away for different reasons? For Ollie Behrman, he knows he's got a seat for next year at Haas. For Franco Colapinto, he knows he hasn't got a seat at Williams next year. Look, for someone like Colapinto, okay, discretion in FP1, a crash, that's not what he needed. But if he is able to get over that, carry the momentum through, stay close to Albon, put in solid performances, there is still one seat available next year. Does that put him in the frame for that spot alongside Nico Hulkenberg in the Sauber?
Listen, there are only 20 seats on the grid, and if you're one of the incumbents, you're automatically auditioning for one next year. So absolutely, if I was his management, then I'd be banging on the door of Sauber and saying, look, I'm here, I'm getting experience, I'm going to be, I'm going to be banking all this knowledge from a Williams with a Mercedes power unit, and maybe I can bring that information to Audi. So, yeah, I'd be trying every trick in the book to get a seat at that Sauber seat next year.
It could be a little bit tough at first, but what that project could turn into might be something that everybody wants to get involved with. Speak of Colapinto, though, and I think that was a touch with the wall. Ooh, and it was, a bit more than a touch, and taking a bit of the advertising with him as well. But it's a bit of tech pro there, so it does sort of allow you to bounce off of it slightly. Charles Leclerc as well is parking on that lap, just managed to keep his Ferrari out of the wall ever so slightly. But we've seen some quali runs so far, and Perez is currently fastest.
Whatever you're into, Mercedes-Benz has an SUV for you. City shopping spree you. Weekend getaway you. Outdoor adventures you. Stylish, powerful, sophisticated. Because when you're in a Mercedes, you'd expect nothing less. Mercedes-Benz SUVs featuring the GLE plug-in hybrid and the all-new GLC plug-in hybrid. Visit MBUSA.com for special offers on select SUV models.
Who's driving tonight then?
Who's the best driver?
Who's the best driver? Guess who's driving?
Guess who's driving?
Welcome to our Sunday night booth.
Welcome to the playoff push with late-inning rallies, Shaw's signature moments, and the wild hunt for October. Dodgers,
And enjoy the show.
Welcome to Sunday Night Baseball. Sunday at 7
My
on
brother's
ESPN.
still messing with my stuff and he's gonna lie, but like, it's the mouse. It was the mouse. It's like, nah, dude, it was you. It's alright, it's the last time. It's never gonna happen again. It's alright. Never gonna happen again. It's over. My brother's he likes to mess with my taco shells because he's retarded. He has no brain.
Become a smart smarter investor and save when you bundle CNBC Pro and Jim
So
Cramer's
I did
Investing
something
Club.
about it.
CNBC Pro is designed to
I'm not
help
going
you
to just sit
figure out
around and
what
do
to do
nothing and
next.
just fester in it. I'm not going
Insights
to do
that
that.
you need, the tools that you want to make the best decisions possible.
We love teaching club members how to manage their own portfolios. We teach you the right way to develop your own investment strategy.
2 premium investing tools, 1 special price. Go to cnbc.com/get-access now.
Craig here pays too much for Verizon Wireless, so he sublet half his real estate office to a pet shop. There's a smarter way to
enjoyed my
save.
show because
Comcast Business
got a bunch
Mobile.
of fat
Save
idiots.
up to an incredible 70% on your wireless bill, so you don't have to compromise.
They're gonna
Powering
lie.
smarter
It was the
savings,
mouse.
powering
I
possibilities.
wasn't, dude. It was
Switch to
you.
Comcast Business Internet and mobile.
Look, I'm gonna
Find
go
out
now
whether the
because
latest
I have an
5G
emergency
phone
and I gotta
offers
take
can
care of some
qualify
business.
trade-in. Don't wait. Call, click, or visit an Xfinity store
Sorry I
today.
can't stay to the end.
The ESPN
Not sorry,
app
really.
is
It's an
Star Wars
emergency.
Sports
Y'all have a
with
nice
breaking
day.
news,